Hey guys, welcome back to Top 10 Nerd. I'm Ron Mackenzie LaFergie. I don't know about you guys, but I quite like it when a superhero has no inborn powers. It's fun to watch Superman fly around melting things with his eyes, but sometimes you just want a person who earns their own fame and fortune. I had so much fun with part 1 that I had to do another list, so let's roll. Here are the top 10 superheroes with no superpowers, part 2. Number 10. Huntress. Helena Bertinelli was born into one of the mafia families in Gotham. Her family was murdered in front of her when she was 8 years old, and this image never really left her. She later took to heroics, albeit violent heroics, in seeking out and destroying those who had had a hand in her family's death. She then renounced her family name and took to the streets as Huntress. While she doesn't have any superpowers, she is an excellent fighter and a master with the crossbow. Her great fighting ability and her willingness to cause great harm make her a dangerous enemy, and a powerful ally. Number 9. Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck hails from the planet Duck World, where intelligent life evolved from ducks that speak English. Howard was something of a deadbeat, couldn't hold down a job, couldn't fit in with others. When Thog shifted the interdimensional cosmic axis, Howard was sent to Earth and joined Korak the Barbarian, Jennifer Kale, Dakeem the Enchanter, and the Man-Thing to fight Thog. He went on to try to have a normal life while fighting evil in his own fairly incompetent way. Even though he has no powers and isn't the sharpest tool in the shed, he somehow manages to get the job done time and time again. Number 8. Adam Strange. Adam Strange was an archaeologist working in South Africa when he was transported to the planet Ron, or Ran, but I'm gonna go with Ron of course, by a Zeta beam. After meeting and helping the Ranians with a jetpack and ray gun, and even falling in love with a Ranian woman, he returns to Earth. But he does return to Ron from time to time by timing the Zeta beam properly. You know what they say, once you go Ron, you just can't move on. He's since gone on a number of adventures, fighting for Earth and Ron, even taking part in the Ron-Thanagar War. While Strange doesn't have any special abilities other than, like, being a good archaeologist, his proficiency in flight and weaponry makes him a strong hero. Number 7. Batwoman. Catherine Kane was born to military parents. When she was young, she was kidnapped along with her mother and sister by members of the Religion of Crime. By the time her father rescued her, her mother and sister had been executed, which, of course, was not a great experience for her. After being saved by Batman, she travels the world to learn to fight and become a vigilante herself, using her family's fortune to create new weaponry. She then took on the role of Batwoman, only later joining the Bat family. She fights similarly to the other members, with excellent hand-to-hand combat and use of gadgets. She's probably one of my favorite Bat heroes, since she's more or less self-made, and I really dig her story. Number 6. The Spirit. Going way back in time for this one, the Spirit was created in newspapers in 1940. Denny Colt was an ex-detective who became a masked vigilante after allowing the world to think he was dead. The Spirit might be stretching the definition of no powers, because one could argue that since he hardly ages after being hit in the face by chemicals, he has a power, but since agelessness doesn't really help him fight crime, I'll let it pass. Plus, he's such a ladies' man, which is amazing. He was beautifully described by someone on the internet as Dick Tracy combined with Batman, but I'd add a touch of Tuxedo Mask in there because the guy is quite the charmer. Number 5. Hit Girl. Hit Girl is a young vigilante from Kick-Ass who was trained from a very young age to fight crime in a super brutal fashion. While she, like the other heroes in Kick-Ass, lacks any true superpowers, she's incredibly talented in hand-to-hand combat and a variety of blades and firearms. She also uses the fact that she's a little girl to her advantage, as she can take her enemies by surprise when the cute little girl suddenly charges with a katana. Let's be real, even though Kick-Ass was the title character, Hit Girl was a real hero, and she was pretty damn fierce. Number 4. Vic Sage's The Question. The Question was first introduced in Blue Beetle number 1. Vic Sage was an investigative journalist who uses the artificial skin called pseudoderm over his face as a disguise to hide his identity. He went on to become the vigilante defender of Hub City. While he has no superpowers, he uses his excellent martial arts ability and investigative skills to fight crime while seeking out meaning to his life. Wow, investigative is so hard to say. The mantle of The Question was later taken over by his protege Renee Montoya, but Vic Sage will always be the Question in my heart. Number 3. Booster Gold. Booster Gold was born Michael John Carter in Gotham City in the 25th century. After being expelled from Gotham U for rigging his own football games for gambling, he started working at the Metropolis Space Museum. He uses Rip Hunter's time sphere to go back to the 20th century and get rich using his futuristic tech. Throughout his heroics, he garnered a strong friendship with Blue Beetle, fighting alongside him time and time again. While he has no powers himself, his futuristic technology gives him a number of incredible abilities, such as strength, speed, and flight. He's He's one of the cockiest heroes out there, but I still think he's great. He also has one of my favorite comic moments ever when Superman tears off his cape and goes full Jack Nicholson saying, "You can't handle the cape." Number 2. The Shoveler. That's right, more Mystery Men. I always look for excuses to put them on the list. The Shoveler was possibly my favorite member of the Mystery Men, played perfectly by William H. Macy. The Shoveler shovels well. He shovels very well. But as his wife loves to remind him, he doesn't have any superpowers. Okay, technically she says he isn't a superhero, which might disqualify him from this list, but he's awesome. What the hell does she know? The Shoveler is wonderfully wholesome, using just his hard hat and shovel to defeat the baddies. What a guy. Number 1. Hal Jordan's Green Lantern. Okay, this one's kind of a gray area, but I think it counts since Hal himself doesn't have any powers and is granted his abilities by the ring. Plus there are so many relatively obscure heroes on this list that it's nice to have a big name. Hal Jordan was selected to join the Green Lantern Corps when Abin Sur crash landed on Earth. Using his power ring, he's able to create pretty much anything he can imagine. He's an incredibly powerful hero, but without his ring, he's just some guy, albeit an incredibly ripped guy. I mean, he kicked my butt, but that's a pretty low bar to set. That's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please smack that like button and subscribe to Top 10 Nerd for more nerdy videos. Let me know in the comments which of these heroes you like the most, or if I missed your favorite. Let me know in the comments which of these heroes you like the most, or if I missed your favorite powerless hero. Until next time, I'm Ron Mackenzie LaFergie with Top 10 Nerd. Later, nerds.